The wind changed first, just a little cooler. Guess my arms coming through from somewhere past the tracks. I looked toward the water, blue still there, quiet behind all the lines. The barrier stayed down, the bell kept going, same as before. But the breeze made everything feel a little different. A little sea breeze, nothing strong, just enough to move my shirt. Just enough to lift the hair at the back of line deck. I stood still, let it pass, then felt another one. The air near the road had been warm, still holding the day. But this was cooler, cleaner somehow. I breathed in slow, not trying to notice anything specific. Maybe salt, maybe damp grass, maybe only the idea of the sea. I smelled it that hard to tell what's real when you're already looking at blue. The wind moved through the weeds beside the tracks, one side first, then the other. Small leaves turning their quill sides up and settling again. I watched them, the train still hadn't arrived. I didn't check, not this time. The breeze was enough to keep my attention. A strand of wire made a small sound somewhere above, barely there and gone. The crossing bell filled the space again, steady, soft now, because I'd heard it for so long. I put one hand against my pocket, the other hanging loose. The air came through once more, a little stronger. I closed my eyes for half a second, not long, just enough to feel it without looking. When I opened those same gates, same tracks, same houses, same blue, nothing changed, and somehow that felt good. A little sea breeze. I thought simple, that was all. No need to turn it into anything more. The wind crossed the barrier through the posts, past the signal, through me, then kept going up the street. I turned slightly, followed where it seemed to go. It made the whole crossing feel less still, even though nothing had moved. The person behind me shifted their bicycle. A small metallic sound, then quieter again. The sea looked darker now. Maybe the breeze had changed the surface. Tiny lines too far away to see clearly. I imagine them, little waves, nothing dramatic, just enough to catch the light. I could almost hear them, probably couldn't, but I liked the thought. The wind came back, soft against my face, cooler this time. I breathed in again, that the waiting had become easy, so easy, I almost forgot what I was waiting for. The gate stayed down, the bell kept counting. The train was still somewhere out of sight. I looked toward the track, only once, then back to the water. A little sea breeze, another few seconds, another small gust, another piece of blue. just long enough for the next thing to arrive whenever it wanted to. The gate came down before I got there, slow enough to make me think I might still make it. I didn't, so I stopped, hands loose at my sides, one foot a little ahead of the other. The warning sound kept going steady, not loud enough to bother me, just enough to fill the space. I looked down the tracks, nothing yet, no train, no movement, just rails running past the houses towards somewhere I couldn't see. The barrier stayed where it was. I shifted my weight, looked left and right, still nothing. I could have checked the time, didn't. There wasn't much point, I wasn't in a hurry, not really. So I waited, a quiet wait, the kind that doesn't need anything from you. No decision, no place to sit, no reason to do anything. Just stand here for a minute, maybe two. The street behind you kept moving, someone walking on the other side. A bicycle slowing down, a car stopping a little farther back. Everyone caught by the same red light. I looked toward the sea only because there wasn't much else to look at. Blue beyond the rail, flat, bright, quiet from here. The warning sound kept its rhythm. I let my eyes rest there. The wind came through softly, not strong, just enough to move my shirt against my back. I could spill something clean, maybe salt, maybe just air, hard to tell. I looked down the tracks again, still no train. That made me spy a little. Always waiting for something that hadn't arrived yet. A bird crossed above the wires, gone before I really noticed. But there your own cut the view in a straight line. Black, white, and behind it blue. I like the contrast, didn't mean to, just did. The warning sound felt soft an hour, or maybe I had stopped hearing it. Funny how that happens. I looked at the signal, then away back to the sea. A quiet way that felt right, not empty, not boring, just pause. The whole street seemed to be holding the same breath. No one complained, no one moved forward. We all knew there was nothing to do. So I stayed still, listening for the first sign of the train. Nothing yet, just wind wires. The faint sound of the water somewhere ahead. I turned my head slightly enough to see more blue, less road, less crossing for a second. That was better. I let the moment stay like that. Barrier down, train still coming. See, in the distance and nowhere I needed to be for the next few minutes. A quiet wait, nothing more, and somehow that was enough. The gate came down before I got there, slow enough to make me think I might still make it. I didn't, so I stopped his loose at my sides, one foot a little ahead of the other. The gate came down, the gate came down, the gate came down, the gate came down, oh, the gate came down, the gate came down, the gate came down, the gate came down, oh, the gate came down, the gate came down, the gate came down. Heard it before I saw it, low at first, somewhere beyond the houses. Not loud enough to be sure, just a small vibration under everything else. I looked down the tracks, nothing, then listened again. There it is, far away. Metal on metal, soft from the distance. The rail kept going, same rhythm, but now there was something underneath it, getting closer. Slowly I leaned a little toward the track, eyes following the rail, still empty. A breeze came through, moved my shirt, moved the weeds near the crossing. Then the sound returned, clearer this time. There it is, I didn't need to keep looking. I knew now the train was coming. Somebody behind me shifted forward. A bicycle wheel rolled half a turn. A car engine started again. Everyone felt it even before anything appeared. The waiting changed just a little. Not over, not yet, but no longer open-ended. I looked back toward the sea, still blue, still calm, like it hadn't noticed anything coming. The sound grew that much, just enough to make the wires feel quieter. I watched the water for another second, then the tracks, then the water again. I wanted both, the train coming closer. See, stay where it was. The barrier looked sharp, but now the whole crossing seemed to wake up, even though nothing had moved. There it is, somewhere around the bend. I could almost picture it. Not the whole train, just the front appearing between buildings. A little vibration reached the pavement, or maybe I imagined it. I shifted my feet, one step back, then still. The person with the bicycle stopped moving too. Everyone waiting in the same direction now. I looked down the line, a small shape appeared, was clear now, steady wheels, a low mechanical hum. Nothing dramatic, just arriving. I smiled a little after all that waiting. Here it was, the sea breeze came through once more. Cool against my neck, I looked toward the blue, then back. The train was finally visible, still far enough. At the sea held most of the view. I liked that moment, both on the mare. The thing we had all been waiting for, and the thing I had been looking at while I waited. The crossing bell kept ringing, but now it belonged to something I could feel, the distance closing, house by house, pole by pole, the shade growing between the lines. There it is, I thought again, not impatient, not relieved, just noticing. The weight had changed into arrival, and for a few seconds before the train filled the crossing, there was still blue behind it, still wind, still enough room to look past the tracks. I stay where I was, hands loose, shoulders down, watching it come closer. Not ready for the view to disappear, but not minding it would only be for a moment. I knew that. So I looked one more time at the sea, then back at the train coming I noticed the blue before the train, far beyond the derriere. Past the rails, past the poles, past the roofs, just sitting there, quiet. I had seen it before, probably, but not like this. Not while standing still, with nowhere else to look. The crossing bell kept going steady, same rhythm as before, but my eyes stayed farther out, blew past the tracks, a clean line between the houses. Nothing moving fast enough to notice. The sea looked calm from here anyway. I knew better than to trust distance. Still, I liked the way it seemed, flat, open, unbothered. The barrier cut across everything, black and white in front of blue. I shifted slightly, found a gap between two posts. More sea, less street, better I stayed there. The wind came through again, this time a little cooler, enough to lift the edge of my shirt. I looked down the track, still nothing done back, blew past the tracks. That was becoming the easier direction to look. A small house sat near the water, roof line almost touching the horizon. From this distance I wondered what the view looked like from there. Then let the thought go, don't need to go anywhere. I already had enough of it here. The crossing signal kept flashing, I barely noticed. A car behind me turned its engine off. The street got quieter, someone shifted their bicycle, metal against metal. Then still the sea He stayed exactly where it was. I like that, everything deary felt paused, barrier down, car stopped, people waiting, but the water didn't seem to be waiting for anything. You bossed the tracks, I said it only in my head. Simple words enough, a cloud roofed somewhere above. The light changed across the water just slightly, one part darker, another brighter, then even again. I watched until I couldn't tell what has changed. A gull, or maybe just a bird, crossed low near the horizon, too far away to be sure. I followed it for a second, lost it. Look back at the same blue, still no train. Funny, the longer it took, the less I minded. I leaned back on one heel, hands loose, shoulders down. No reason to hurry the moment, it wasn't mine to control anyway. The tracks held their straight line, the barrier held its place, the bell kept counting, and beyond all that, the sea wide enough to make the crossing feel small. I smiled at that, not because I was thinking deeply, just because it looked good. Blew past the tracks, that was all. No listen, no leaning, I needed to keep just a view. I hadn't planned on while waiting for a train I still couldn't see. I looked down the line once more, nothing yet, so I turned back toward the sea and let the blue have the next few seconds. Still nothing coming. I looked down the tracks one more time, just trails, houses, wires, and the sea. Sitting quietly past all of it, the gate stayed down, so guess I'll wait here. No point checking how long it'll be, whatever it'll be. I moved half a step to the side, found a little more shade, then stopped again. The warning bell kept going, same sound, same space between each one. I thought it might get annoying, but it didn't. After a while it just became part of the street. A bicycle stopped somewhere behind me. I heard the tires touch the curb, then nothing. Someone coughed, a bag rustled. We were all waiting separately, together, without needing to say anything. I looked at the barrier, still down. Guess I'll wait here. The words came easy, not really a decision, more like accepting what was already happening. The wind moves through the crossing, a little warmer now. I could feel it along my arms. The sea looked darker from this angle, one long piece of blue between the railings and the roofs. I hadn't noticed how close it felt. Maybe because I wasn't moving, things look different when you stand still. Not better, just easier to see. A utility wire shifted shifted slightly. A small bird landed, then changed its mind. Gone again, I looked down, one shoe near the white line, the other a little behind, like I was still half ready to leave. I nodded back, leave where the gate was down, the road was closed, there was nowhere to go for another minute, maybe more, so guess I'll wait here. I put one hand in my pocket, let the other hang, shoulders loose. The sound of the sea was too far away to really hear, but I imagined it anyway. Just a soft line under everything else. The warning bell, the breeze, a car engine idling behind me. Somewhere a door shutting on a lid over that quiet blue. Still no train. I lean slightly to see farther down the track. Nothing, maybe around the bend, maybe hidden behind the houses. I stopped looking, it would come when it came, it felt easier. I watched the sea instead. A little lake moved across it, died much, just enough to make one part look brighter than it was young. Probably not, well maybe everyone was. No way to tell. From where I stood, the crossing bell kept counting something I wasn't counting. I let it, a few seconds, another few, the waiting started to feel could stay down a little longer. I didn't mind, not yet. I'll look toward the sea one more time. Blew past the tracks, quiet behind all the black minds, and thought, yeah, guess I'll wait here. The train was gone, the sound almost gone too, but the gate still stayed down. I looked at it, then toward the sea. Just another second, that was fine. No one moved yet, not really. A bicycle rolled forward half a turn, then stopped. A car engine changed its tone. Someone behind me shifted their weight, everyone waiting for the same small thing. The barrier to rise, I looked at the signal still on, then away back to the blue. Just another second. The sea looked calmer now, maybe because the train was gone, maybe because I could finally see the whole horizon again. I stood there with both hands in my pockets, no reason to check the tracks anymore, no reason to guess what was coming. That part was over, only this little pause remained, the space between passing and moving again. I liked that more than I expected. A breeze came through from the water, soft, cool, nothing strong, just enough to move the hair out the back of my neck. I looked down at the barrier, black and white, still cutting across the road, then past it blue. That combination had started to feel familiar, like I'd been here longer than I had. Probably only a few minutes, maybe less. Just another second. I thought it again, not impatient. Almost they had to say. The gate could stay down a little longer, I wouldn't complain. The crossing bell kept going steady, filling the empty space. I had heard it for so long now, it barely felt like sound, more like part of the scene. Same as the post, same as the rail, same as the sea. A bird moved across the horizon, small, almost lost against the blue. I followed it for a second, then lost it. The water stayed a little light, caught near the far edge, made one thin line brighter than gone. I wondered if the barrier would rise before I saw for anything specific now. Just standing here, letting the last few seconds finish on their own. The bicycle behind me moved again. Someone cleared their throat. A car window rolled up small signs that everyone was ready to go. Probably I shifted one foot slightly forward, then stopped. Not yet, just another second. I looked at the sea one more time, wide, still deep blue behind all the monochrome lines. I liked how simple the view had become. Nothing competing with it, nothing asking for attention, just blue. I breathed in, slowed it out. The bell continued. The gate stayed down. The street stayed still, and for one brief moment it felt like the whole crossing was giving me one last look before everything started moving again. The train is gone, the train was gone, the song almost gone too, but the gate still stayed down. I looked at it, then toward the sea. Just another second, that was fine. No one moved yet, not really. A bicycle rode forward half a turn, then stopped. A car engine changed its tone. Someone behind me shifted their weight. Everyone waiting for the same small things. The train was gone. The train was gone. The train was gone. The train noticed the silence. I looked at the signal and the barrier, still down for one last moment. The street seemed to notice too. An engine behind me changed its sound. The bicycle wheel rolled forward. Someone took a small step. I stayed where I was, looking past the tracks. The sea was still there, deep blue, quiet, like none of this had anything to do with it. Then the barrier started to move slowly, one end rising against the sky. I watched it without moving. There was plenty of time, no need to be first. The black and white line lifted higher, and the view opened underneath it. More road, more houses, more blue. I smiled, not a bad place to wait. The thought came back easier now, like it had been there the whole time. I hadn't wanted to stop here, hadn't chosen it, just to reach the crossing a few seconds too late. Or maybe at exactly the right time. I let that thought pass too neat. It didn't need to mean anything. The barrier kept rising. The sea breeze came through again. Same soft air as before, cool against my arms. I looked toward the water, one last long look. Not because I wouldn't see it again, just because the waiting was almost over. The cars behind me were ready. The bicycle was ready. The road was ready. I could feel everything leaning forward, just a little except the sea. It stayed where it was, blue beyond the rails. Beyond the poles, beyond the roofs, I put one hand back in my pocket, still not moving. The barrier reached almost all the way up, still not moving. The barrier reached almost all the way up. A small mechanical sound, then still the crossing looked ordinary again. Just a road, just tracks, just somewhere people pass through. Funny, a few minutes ago I would have thought nothing of it. Now I knew where to look between the houses, past the rails there. That piece of blue, I watched a small line move across the surface. Or maybe I imagined it didn't matter. It looked good. The bicycle behind me started rolling slowly past nearby and then crossed the tracks. The car followed. I waited, let them go, no hurry. But a big place to wait. I thought it again, and this time it felt less like something about the crossing, more like something about the minute. Nothing happened the way I planned, because I hadn't planned any of it. A gate came down, a train took its time. I stood still, noticed the sea, that was all enough. I looked down at the rails and back up. The blue seemed darker now that the road was moving again. People crossing, engines passing, the quiet paused, closing around me. I didn't mind but it lasted as long as it needed to. A final breeze moved through. I breathed in the sun, maybe, or maybe just the thought of it. I smiled anyway. The crossing was open now, nothing stopping me. Still, I stayed for one extra second, just looking over. No train, no barrier in the way, only the sea past the tracks and the thoughts. Simple, quiet, not a bad place to I stopped checking for the train somewhere along the way. The tracks could handle that, they knew where it was. I didn't need to. The bell kept going behind the thought, steady, almost easy now. I looked past the barrier, past the signs, past the wires, cutting across the sky, and there it was, blue, quiet, a little brighter than everything around it. Not a bad view, I thought nothing more than that. No need to make it sound better. The sea did enough on its own. A breeze moved through the grass near the tracks, then reached me, soft against my shirt. I shifted my feet one step wider, more comfortable now, like I'd been standing here long enough to settle in. The barrier was still down, I hardly cared. A few minutes ago it had felt like something in the way. Now it was just part of the picture, black and white houses behind it, blue beyond. I tilted my head slightly, found another gap between the crossing post and a roof. More water, just a narrow piece, but enough. Not a bad view, the words came back. I smiled without meaning to. A car engine started behind me, then stopped again. Maybe someone thought the gate was about to rise. It wasn't. The bell continued, same as before. I looked down the track, nothing, then out again. The sea had changed a little, or the light had hard to tell. One darker band near the horizon, a brighter patch closer in. I watched it for a while, no waves I could really see, just small changes in the blue, enough to know it wasn't still. If it looked that way, a utility pole stood between me and part of the view. I moved half a step there, better. It felt almost ridiculous, adjusting my position for a view I only had because I was stuck here, but I did it anyway. The wind carried something faint, soft, maybe warm pavement, grass near the tracks all mixed together. I took a slow breath, then another, no hurry. The train would come, the gate would rise, the street would start again. I knew all that for now, nothing was asking me to move. I like that more than I expected. Someone behind me checked their phone. I heard the small sound to know right now. The sea was enough, not a bad view for a place I hadn't chosen, not a bad view for a time I hadn't planned, for a stop I would normally want over quickly. I rested my hands in my pockets, looked toward the horizon, then at the tracks, then back again. The crossing felt smaller now, just a few lines between me and all that blue. I wondered how many times I'd waited here before, probably plenty. Maybe the sea had always looked like this. Maybe I just never gave it the extra minute. The thought stayed for a second, then passed. I didn't need to keep that either. Quiet day, a lowered gauge, a train somewhere on its way. Had reached the crossing all at once. After taking so long to get here, the sound grew from somewhere far away. Then suddenly filled everything, metal, wheels, wind. The first car moved in front of me and the sea disappeared. Just like that, blue replaced by windows, doors, silver lines passing through. I stood where I was, hands in my pockets, watching without trying to follow anything. One window, then another, a seat, a shoulder, someone looking down at their phone. Gone before I could really see them. The train kept moving steady, not fast enough to blur completely, not slow enough to hold on to. I could hear the rhythm now, each small space between the cars, then another car, then another. The crossing bell was almost hidden under the sound. I had been hearing it for so long, and now I could barely find it. The breeze changed to push toward me by the train, warmer, stronger, my shirt moving against my back. I took half a step farther from the barrier, not because I had to, just enough passing through. That was all the train is doing. It wasn't here for us, wasn't stopping, wasn't asking how long we'd waited, just moving from somewhere to somewhere else. I watched the windows go by, small pieces of other evening, someone leaning against the glass, an empty seat, a bag on the floor, the reflection of the houses behind me, then gone. The whole thing felt close, closer than the sea. It felt loud, silent, full of motion, and behind it I knew the blue is still there, even when I couldn't see it. That made me look for the gaps, not many, just the narrow spaces between cars. One flash, blue gone, another blue again. And that I smiled. The sea kept showing up for less than a second, as if checking whether I was still looking. else changed. And there, behind where the train had been, the sea came back, wide, deep blue, quiet, almost brighter than before. I looked at it, still standing in the same place. The train was already leaving, the bell still ringing, the barrier still down, and for 1 second everything felt strange. We still, after all that motion, the sea hadn't moved, or maybe it had been moving the whole time. I just couldn't see it. I let the sound of the train fade farther away, and kept looking past the tracks where the blue had returned. The last car passed and everything felt suddenly wider. The sound kept moving down the tracks, fainter then farther, until the bell became the loudest thing again. I stood there, same place, same barrier, same seat, but somehow the crossing looked different. Quiet again, not silent, just quieter than a few seconds ago. I could hear the wind now, the small movement of grass near the rails, a car idling behind me, someone shifting their feet. Little sounds that had disappeared under the train, now coming back one by one. The sea was open again. No windows, no metal, no moving cars, just blue all at once. I looked at it for longer than I meant to. Funny, I had been looking through the train for pieces of it, and now the whole thing was right there again. Quiet again. The train was still somewhere to my left. I could hear a low fading sound, not gone, just leading. I followed it for a second, then stopped. No need, the view in front of me was better. The barrier stayed down, I thought it might rise immediately. It didn't, the bell kept its rhythm, same as before, almost stubborn. I smiled a little, of course, another few seconds. I put my hands back in my pockets, let my shoulders relax. The wind came through cool, and now after all that motion, I noticed how still the houses looked, how straight the rails were, how far the blue and quiet again. A bird led anew the wire, or maybe it had been there the whole time. Hard to tell. I watched it turn once, then stay. The person behind me started their car, then waited. Someone else rode their bicycle a little closer. We all knew the gate would open soon. Still no one moved. The whole crossing was in that strange moment, after something has finished, but before the next thing starts. I like that maybe more than the waiting before the train had come past, gone, and now nothing was happening again, which felt almost like a reward. I looked toward the sea, a little light moved across the water, slow, nothing dramatic, just one patch brighter than the rest. I watched until I couldn't tell where it had been. The bell kept going, I had stopped thinking about it. Quiet again. The things felt right, not because the crossing was quiet. It wasn't, but because my head was no need to check the tracks anymore. No need to wonder when the train would come. That part was done. I could just stand here for another second, maybe two, and look. The barrier arm cut across the blue, black, white, black, white. I had seen it the whole time, but now without the train it looked almost calm. The sea breeze moved through again. I closed my eyes for half a second, opened them, same view. I was glad. I looked down at the rail, still trembling a little, or maybe only in my head. Then back toward the horizon, quiet again. The sound of the train was almost gone now, just a faint line somewhere far away. Then nothing, the bell, the wind, the sea. That was all I waited. Not for the train anymore, just for the gate and for all that I didn't mind if it stayed down a little longer. For a second, there it was, blue between one car and the next, then gone. Metal again, windows, doors, another flash of blue. I started watching for the spaces, not the train itself, just the little moments where the sea showed through. See between the cars, less than a second, sometimes shorter, just enough to remind me it was still there. The train kept moving steady, same rhythm, but now I could almost guess when the blue would appear. Card gap, blue, card gap, blue. I smiled, it felt like a quiet game, one no one else knew I was playing. The people inside passed too quickly to notice a face, a bag, a hand near a window, then sea and metal again. The coursing bell continued somewhere under the sound, the rails humming, the wheels moving through. I leaned slightly, trying to catch a wider piece of the water. Sometimes I did, sometimes only sky, sometimes nothing, just the dark line of a post. That was fine, I kept looking. See between the cars, never long enough to settle, never gone long enough to forget. The blue looked deeper now, maybe because everything in front of it was gray. Maybe because all like a small pieces, a full view had felt calm. These little flashes felt different, brighter somehow, more noticeable. The train pulled wind with it, a soft push against my shirt, then another. I could smell warm metal dust, something from the tracks, and underneath it maybe salt again, hard to know. I watched another gap. Blue there, God, I'd almost laughed like the sea was blinking. The thought was silly, I kept it anyway. Another window passed, someone inside looking out for a moment. It felt like we were watching opposite things. Them looking toward the street, me looking through the train toward the sea. Then they were gone. Another car, another gap, another piece of glue. I stopped checking where the end of the train was. I didn't want to know yet. The movement had found its own pace, and I had found something inside it to wait for. Not the last car, just the next opening. See between the cars. Is there then gone there again? The crossing felt less like something blocking away, more like a frame changing every second. One view, then another, then none, then blue again. I liked that. A few minutes ago I had been waiting for the train to come. Now I was almost waiting for each gap. Funny how quickly the reason changes. The sound started to thin just slightly. I noticed more of the bell, more of the wind, more of the street behind me. The train was getting closer to its end. I knew it even without looking. The gaps felt wider, or maybe I wanted them to. Another flash, blue, then one more car, then a longer space. See clear now, almost enough to hold before the next carriage crossed in front. I watched, waited, one more gap, one more piece of water, one more small view through something that wouldn't stay, and thought not of that way to spend a few seconds. Seconds. Still no train. I checked again without meaning to. Eyes following the rails until they disappeared. Nothing, just houses leaning into the distance, poles, wires, a little blue beyond all of it. The bell kept going, steady enough that I barely heard it now. I looked at the signal, then down the track, then backed toward the sea. Still no train, that was fine. I had stopped expecting it every second. It would come when it came, the barrier stayed low. One long line across the road. A bicycle wheel turned slowly behind me. Someone shifted their weight, a car window rolled down. Then everything settled again. I could feel the breeze now coming through from the open side. Cooler than the street, a little salt maybe. Or maybe I only thought so because I could see the water. I looked toward a deep blue between pale buildings, quiet enough to make the waiting feel farther away. The train was somewhere probably closer than it sounded, but for now, nothing. I leaned slightly to one side, trying to see past a utility pole. More tracks still empty. I almost laughed, like looking harder would make it appear. So I stopped, put both hands in my pockets, let my shoulders fall. The bell could keep ringing, the gate could stay down. I wasn't going anywhere for the moment. A small patch of sunlight moved across the sea. It brightened then faded, I watched that instead. There were tiny changes, every few seconds a different shade. A light on the water, something moving too far away to name, enough to keep my eyes there. Still no train. Still no train. The words felt less like impatience now, more like an observation. Same as wind feels nice, sea looks blue, road is quiet. Still no train. I liked it better that way. A bird landed on one of the wires. Ballads there for a moment, then another joined it. Two small shapes above the crossing, I watched them, one turned, the other did. Them both left at nearly the same time, gone toward the sea. I followed them until I lost them. The crossing bell pulled me back, same rhythm, same place. I glanced down the rail, still empty. The person behind me sighed softly, mad annoyed, just breathing. I understood that waiting gives you nothing to do with your body. So you shift, look around, breathe, check again. I did the same, 1 foot forward, then back, hands out of pockets, then in again. The sea stayed easier to look at, no decisions there, nothing approaching, nothing has skinned. How long? Just blue. I wondered if the train would like the whole view when it came, probably for a few seconds. Maybe then blue again. I liked knowing that nothing here was going anywhere. Not really. The train would pass, the gate would rise, the cars would move, and the sea would still be there. I looked down the track once more, this time